Hey everybody, we're here with Deniss Karpak. Dennis, so we just got the news that you're gonna be back sailing the fin class in Naples. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, yes, that's true. I decided to come back because I missed like too much sailing, because sailing was always in my DNA, and I had a long pause since Porto, which was in 2021. So since that, I have sailing fin maybe half an hour in 4 years. Last year, September in Lake Garda, because my boat is always staying there in Malcesine. Yeah, I'm actually a member of Fairlevel Malcesine, so that's basically my home base. It's not here in Tallinn. Yeah, but I'm like really excited. I'm not sure about my shape, but it's getting like better and better every day because I started to train hard like 1 month ago. So maybe my body will remember everything and like the process will start quite fast. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm like really happy to see everybody on the water again and to feel all the things that I loved again. I'm not sure that I missed the competition, like sailing against whatever, but I really missed the splashes, the feel of wind, and everything that we love about sailing.
There's gonna be 127 boats at the Fin Europeans. It's not just a few boats. How do you feel about this?
It's cool. It's cool. I saw some new names out there, so they're quite fast. But anyway, I think it's maybe the first time in my life where I go like to the big event without thinking about winning it, just for my soul, just to remember how it was. Yes, it's different. Yeah, because I go because I want, not because it's my duty. I am not anymore in the national team. I, I don't have any sponsors, so I pay, I go. Easy as that.
So you said that hopefully you're gonna remember how to sail the fin. I think it's like sailing a bicycle that you always remember how to do it. But let's break down your career a little bit. How you started sailing the fin, and then over the years, how your career started and then proceeded.
I have switched from laser in 2008, end of 2008. So basically, 2009 was my first year in Fin. So like I climbed it quite fast in the rankings. I think my best result in Fin it was a World Championship in Perth, 2011. I was eighth. Olympic Games in London, I was 11th. In May of 2012, I was leading the world rankings for a little bit more than 1 month. I was world number one in Fin rankings. Then I have won 5 times uh, World Cup in Kiel, few times Euro Cup, and like basically career was quite successful. Except we talk about the Fin, yeah, because my best result is laser 2007 World Championship bronze medal.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that was my best result. I was 20 years old and young, strong, fearless. Fin Masters. Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I'm back because I want to try myself in the Master Series, and I'm still 38, but in July I'm gonna be like 39, and next year 40, so I can able to sail with my older mates.
at the Fin Masters.
Yes, yes, I'm gonna be Masters. 10 years, the past too quick, but life is going.
And if you have to say, they don't have to be result directed, if you have to mention your top three moments during your fin career, besides the results, what would they be?
Uh, it's gonna be Olympics in London because I think I was in my best shape of the Finn career. Then I was leading 4 days at the Gaeta World Championship Gold Cup in 2015. Then I didn't manage to show any good result, but anyway, it was a good experience, leading 4 days. And number three was Rio. It was like a dramatic event for me. But the good things, I managed to finish it. I was strong, even if I was like technically, I was very sick there. That's why my result was so bad. So that's it.
But now you're coming back. So you have to, you said you pay, you go. No federation, no sponsors, just freedom. But you gotta be your coach. So what are you telling yourself in the water right now? Well, you said you don't sail in Tallinn, but what are you telling yourself to coach yourself back into the fin? So some
Uh,
tips.
yeah, the thing as always do. So we need to go back to the basics. So the first thing I need to start my timer on time. Then I need to try to start like at 0-0, without OCS or without being too back. To remember how to do tacks, not to fall out the boat, because those half an hour that I sailed in September, I was not really happy with my shape at all. So I was feeling, like when the boat was taking, I was feeling, wow, I was always like almost falling out of the boat. But I think I need like a few weeks of training. I soon go to Garda to make 10-day session there in Malcesine. So the plan is to remember everything because my body remembers. Yeah, as you said, it's the same like going on bicycle. You can never forget it.
It's crazy because you stop and then you have the image of yourself sailing, like doing these roll tacks and everything. And then you go back after 3 years and you're like, what is this, So
Or yeah,
is
4 years.
that feeling?
Yeah, that's but Naples is not gonna be like the first time on the water. I go to the Malcesine, then I will train a little bit there, a little bit of cycling, a little bit of beautiful sightseeings and everything, and then Naples. I have always an image of how I used to do, like tech starts everything, hiking, free pumping, and now I basically can't do it like this. So I need to manage in my head all this because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to push it too hard.
And what do you think is going to be the most challenging thing to go back into? Every time I get that it's every time I do this question, I get it. It's free pumping. Everybody's so afraid of it. I don't know. Oh, well, I know why, but
But
what
I'm
do you
not,
think is
not
going to be the
afraid
most?
of physical things. I think the most hard in this no, it's gonna be like mostly a masters championship. Oh yeah, of course we'll have some young sailors, but mostly it's anyway when the Finn plus stop to being Olympics, it's masters non-stop now. So and the hardest part of sailing in the masters fleet is always light wind because everybody is going too fast. Maybe not light, like medium wind. I'm not like in the shape. My weight is not like so perfect, but I'm on the way of losing it a little bit. And strong wind and pumping, I think it's still my strong part. I'm not afraid of this. Maybe 25 knots, yes, a little bit afraid because I have some extra kilos, so I'm not so quick anymore. So the risk of capsizing and maybe getting I don't know, some injury is quite higher now. But hopefully, Masters fleet they not gonna sail in 25 knots.
What if
Yeah.
you had to give sailing? Let's say there's a lot of fin sailors that then are going to watch this interview and they're going to look for tips. So, what is your tip for an average fin sailor that wants to get better?
You need to respect the elements. So you can't win any races if you not like take a good start, good tech techniques, good strategy. everything should be combined at the end. As once, the mighty Italian coach, Russian Italian Valentin Mankin, he was friend of my family, and he told me, Deniss, how do you plan to win the race? Do you start perfectly? I said, no, Valentino, like, not at all. Do you text perfectly? Is your text like, are your text the best in the fleet? I said, no. He said, no. And how are you gonna do it? You need to be like best in every step. That's the main tip, you know. That's the Ben Ainsley style. He was like best in every stage, and try to improve. Pardon? Sorry.
That Valentin is a legendary coach, or was a legendary coach, and is still seen as a legend here. When you talk about the past and the Olympic Games, his name's always come up.
Yeah, he was a legend, and he still is. If we talk about him, so he's still alive.
So we were talking, let's go back a little bit. We were talking about your Olympic Games, how that's sticking to your memory. Obviously, is a legendary and massive event. What was like being inside the Olympic circuit, and what did the Olympics event like mean to you?
As you maybe know, Olympics are quite a different event compared to the World Cups or wherever. It's a few sailors, top of the world, you know, and I was feeling always more nervous than usually because you know the stakes and the hopes always were too high. And I was always like preparing for the medal because on the two medals I missed in my sailing career, it's Olympic medal and Europeans. The rest I had. So maybe all this overthinking was my problem. I don't know. And mentally, you know, it's always very hard to be prepared because one day, you know, you live by preparation for the games, and then tomorrow is gonna be the first day. So and you feel, oh, I'm not prepared. That's the problem. That was my problem, you know. Mentally not so strong that I wanted to be, but that's myself.
Well, you're clearly under the spotlight, country, federation, the Olympic Games itself. You're,
Of
you know,
course, and the hopes, because I was always on the top, like not always, like up and down, but anyway, like the average level was always high. So everybody like was waiting. Oh, Deniss, come on, that's your turn. Yeah, that's hard, really.
and how do you deal with that amount of pressure? Is there anything that you can do before docking out that can put you on that focus and say, okay, I'm gonna go out, do my thing, and then come back? I mean, you don't really do it, but like it's a bit more complicated than this.
Oh, you know, sometimes if you feel like so like super stressed, like overwhelming, you go sailing or you go cycling or you go to the gym or like you put your headphones on and you listen to like the favorite music or whatever, you know. You call your mom or your wife, I don't know, your kids. Everybody used like their own things to calm yourself a little bit down. I was combining all this, but the best thing was going to the water and just sail the elements. I mean, before the event. That was, you know, the best thing that heals.
This is the past, talking about the future. And well, the next thing is Naples. Did you already check out a little bit the venue, the conditions that we're going to have, or
Oh,
like that?
yes, I've been there many times, so I know the Naples. I didn't sail there, but I saw it, you know, a little bit of mountains, you know, Vesuvio, and I'm right. It's the name of the volcano, yeah?
Yeah, it's Vesuvio. Yeah. Not interrupting you.
Yeah,
I just want to see what you know about Naples.
yeah. I know Vesuvio, I know Pompeii, and I know this pizzeria famous from the movie, you know, Eat, Love, Pray, you know, with Julia Roberts. That I know, and I have been there because my wife told me, oh, we need to go there. It's It's so the place is so popular, you know.
Yeah.
And
Always long queue.
I think the wind condition is gonna be medium light, but we're gonna see. Maybe something will happen and some land breeze will come. Because now I'm not sure what kind of weather do I need and what kind of wind do I prefer. Yeah. So before it was or super light or like 20 knots. I was not like really fast in the medium winds. But now let's see.
Well, Naples can be famous for a sort of onshore breeze. So coming, I think the direction is like um, west, and it can be quite wavy and windy, but we're gonna sail really close to the coast, so it can be quite tricky. So,
Yeah,
uh,
it's nice.
so
Very
it,
nice.
yeah, it's one of my favorite courses in Italy, and Naples is known for being a legendary location for Italian sailing, and it was home to the 1960 Olympics. So, I
Yeah.
think this is going back there after a long time.
Like for me personally, I was really amazed of Gaeta. I really liked the place. It was beautiful. And yeah, I think it's quite similar to Naples, Gaeta. Maybe the mountains not the same, yeah, not the same, but anyway, the best place is Lake Garda. You agree
I
with
know
me, yeah?
well. I know
Yeah,
well.
from Riva del Garda, yes.
Yes, I know well. The only thing I never liked while sailing of Riva is that you can't really like point everything on tactics because it's just you sail in Riva, you start by the race committee and then you have to hike. But hike like you never hiked in your life before, and then you hit the rocks, you tack, and then it's
Perfect. Yes. Mountain tech first.
do it for as many upwinds. I remember while sailing, I don't know about you, but I remember while sailing, I was always better downwind and I would count the upwinds in my mind. So it's -6 upwinds, it's -5, it's -4, it's -3. I remember the last race of the day, my legs were like shaking and I looked like a spider going back inside the boat. Um, I used to sail the laser, and generally speaking, when I ask about, there's a lot of people that from the laser step into the fin, like yourself. And when I ask them about the differences, they're like, laser, no way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I loved with Lake Garda. So you can always train some windy conditions. You have like opportunities to sail like 100 kilometers like per day of downwinds, up and down, and it's beautiful. That's it.
And good food. Don't forget that we're still in
Yeah,
Italy.
Italian food, it's basic. It's basically always good.
And will you sail? So you're sailing Naples. You can't sail Medemblik yet because you're too young. Will you sail Cascais?
Thank you. I'm too young. No, Cascais. Cascais can be quite hard. I sailed only once in Cascais and I get a bronze medal. And I remember all this 40 knots of wind and we're still racing outside.
There's a little, I saw it, was it 2007?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the
I
famous
think it
episode.
was first combined ISA World Championship or second. I think it was first. Yeah.
I was in when I it was 2007, and I would hear the news from Cascais and I would see the pictures and I was like, I'll never sail there. Never in my life.
No, it also depends, of the area. If you sail outside, it was number five, area number five. I still remember, and yeah, that was extreme sailing because at the same time we had 40 knots of wind at the area number five, and at the same time people closing to the shore, they had super light wind sailing, like 5 knots. It's the same problem. I think it was a problem we had in Rio. When I was sick, yeah, I had really strong asthma, and it was really hard for me to sail in the windy conditions, and it was quite windy wind at the end. And one day we should sail inshore, and the Nacras should be sailed outside. And outside it was like some kind of tropical storm with like 25, 30 knots. And inside the Rio Bay, it was like 5 knots of wind. And I was happy now to sail in light wind because it was like better for me. But they decided to switch us. And we went outside for the 25 knots with the huge waves, like 3 meters, 4 meters wave. And the Nacras was sailing inside. And I said, come on.
Come on now.
Yeah, and because in light winds in Rio, I had like chances to sail like top 10 always, and it's strong wind. No, but what can I do?
I remember
Is
the
it?
fin class was always the class that they would send out with the craziest conditions. I remember once in Japan, nobody would sail. It was like 40 knots. Maybe you were there in 2019, and it was like 40 knots and massive waves, and everybody stayed on land. Nacras, 49ers, of course, and then even the laser. And the Finn were docking out. And I was like, those are brave men.
No, no, yeah, we definitely are, but when you are sick, so you
Yes.
prefer staying in light conditions. But that was the thing I can change and I can decide. So we go out, okay, we go out. That was exactly what I did. So I prepared my boat and I went outside for the messy conditions, messy storm. Yeah. And I was quite good and happy with myself that I finished every race. Here and here, because when before the games, like I was in a superb shape and I get some fluid, I don't know what it was, and going there for the medal and then finishing two boats behind you, that was quite hard.
So now ahead of you, there's a training camp, cycling, sailing, good food. Still
Yes,
Italy we're talking about. So
in a little bit of free life, no wife, no kid. That also helps. Yeah.
and one last thing, if you had anything to say, about Naples to the fleet, what would be your message?
Oh, guys, I'm coming back. Hope to see you soon, and let's make it legendary event. Fair sailing, good food, as you said, and Italy is always great. And I'm happy to come back. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, we're happy to see you back. So
Thank
thank you
you.
very much for your time and for the interview, and see you in Naples.
See you. Bye bye.